Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Georgie here from Allendale's Trading Floor. It is August 9th, 2011. We've had a lot of excitement here after the grains ended up closing. We had the Fed come out and release that they are going to keep the Fed fund rate unchanged, and they're going to keep that unchanged here for the next 2 years. So all the way through to the middle of 2013, they've kept the borrowing rate between the Fed and the banks at 0% to 0.25%. And we've seen a lot of excitement in the stock market since then. If you don't like where it's at, you just wait a minute, but it's either up 100 points or down 100 points. But at this moment, going into the last basically half hour of trading, we are up right now about 180 points in the stock market. That's after finding us down more than 100 about a half an hour ago. So going into the close, though, we are firming up is what it looks like. We'll see what the close, or where we end up closing, but as of right now, it is stronger. Crude oil, though, down at $2 at this point. We saw that drop very quick after this rate had came out. Basically into the closing of the energies, crude oil ended up dropping pretty hard. We're down below $80 a barrel now. We're at $79.35, down just a few bucks today. But that is off the low that we had seen overnight. But still a pretty negative close there for energies. Basically, what the Fed had done is signaling that we are going to need to keep interest rates lower to try to help out the economy, that maybe we're not in as good a shape as we feel. But we did find some selling there. The dollar down 60 cents. That's sitting at 74.32. That's pulling back today as well. But as I mentioned, a lot of this happened after the grains had closed today. Corn ended up finishing up about 2.5 cents. It was pretty strong throughout the session, maybe 6 to 7 cents higher almost the entire session. And then they did break that. They did sell. We saw some selling right near the close. But it looked like the funds actually had bought about 10,000 contracts of corn today. Still pretty strong there for corn. But we've got a report that's coming out here on Thursday. USDA is going to release some new acreage numbers, as well as looking at yield figures as well, and a lot of guys expecting to see some friendliness from that. Beans, though, falling back down below the 200-day moving average for the first time since last July on the November contract, down 11.75 cents today. We did find some pressure, but when you look at this, you look at the beans in the big picture, we are at the lower end of the range that we have been in for several months. So we need to be pretty careful in here. We've got a report. As I mentioned, same thing there for corn. We've got this report out on Thursday, and we'll see what kind of numbers USDA releases there. Wheat was up 9 cents. It was up a heck of a lot more than that throughout the session, 20 to 25 cents higher at one point, but finishing stronger, up 9. We'll see what the grains are going to do overnight. A lot of this is going to be money flow at this point. We've got a lot of nervousness around these markets with the stock market and how it's trading, with crude oil where it's at. How is that going to affect commodities in general? So let's keep an eye on that. But I think overnight, if we end up seeing these pullbacks, I think we may find some support on a lower move just because of the USDA report out on Thursday and the potential friendliness of that report. I think these pullbacks may find some support. The metals today, gold's been your safe haven. They've been talking about that for a while. Gold is up about $52 right now, puts that at $1,765. And that's still $20 almost off the highs that we had seen overnight. So still a strong move there for gold, new highs in gold, and really ramping that market higher. Some guys are projecting up near 2,000. Some are even saying more than that yet. But the fact remains that it is strong. It is closing into some new highs here tonight. And silver, though, a little bit different story. You're starting to find a little bit of a divorce here from gold and silver. Silver down about $1.50, puts that at $37.87, and kind of a negative move there for silver. But has a lot of guys kind of shaking their heads wondering why. but we are dropping back there. And as I mentioned, more of a negative close on silver versus the extremely strong close there for gold. Looking at livestock today, fat cattle up about 35 cents. A little bit more quiet, puts that at 117.95. We got feeders up 72 cents for August. We did find a little strength there for the cattle. Hogs, though, falling back about $1.10. That's for that August contract. That's for the August contract actually was higher, up 62. That was for the October contract pulling back. But the August still remaining strong. You had some midday prices that were a little bit higher. The Iowa, Minnesota prices we're looking about $3 higher today at midday. So we'll see how that carries through this afternoon, see if those prices do remain higher. That may try to keep that August contract still firm as it gets toward the end of the life of that contract. But give us a call over here. We'll be glad to help you out. We've got a lot of information for you. These markets are moving very quick, so be careful out there. Trade with caution. But call us if you do need some help or just wondering what is going on. We'll be glad to help you. Be glad to get any information that we can out to you. So give us a call over here at 800-262-7538 or check us out right on the web. You can get our research right there at allendale-inc.com. Hope you had a great day today and have a great rest of the week. Take care.